Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that award prediction analysis. This time we're gonna talk about a lot of candidates, all playing really good defense, and we're gonna pick the one guy that I feel will walk away with the defensive player of the year. This award might be more obvious than any other one. If you want me to be honest about you, it's this one guy that should run away with it easily, like he was showing last year. But Dyson Daniels, let's start off with him. Really was a surprise player. Really came off as a guy that we knew could be a good defender if he got the opportunity, and he even if he got the chance, and he was able to stay healthy. Played 76 games last year, and he was able to average 3 steals a game, which is absolutely ridiculous. He was just that smart, just that good at it. Just knew how to anticipate, just knew how to read the floor, just knew when to go for the steal. If you pass his side of the court, he was always a terror on the defensive end. The guy just has the athleticism. The guy just has the knack to know when a guy is trying to pass, when they're going to pass, and how to get to the pass. And if it's not that, he just stays in front of you, make you think, make you dribble, make you uncomfortable. And then he goes for the steal as fast as he can to be able to get you to turn it over, and it turns into easy buckets for himself and his teammates. And Dyson Daniels is only 22, so he might have some more tricks up his sleeve at the end of the day when it comes to being a great defender. And if you don't like Dyson Daniels winning it, then how about Amen Thompson? This guy has made a name for himself on the Rockets by being a great athlete, very long, very quick, very fast, and just a really smart, hard playing, compete, competitor. He really is. Like, for him to be able to get blocks, for him to be able to create steal opportunities too, he just plays really hard. You can tell that he wants to impact every possession that he can on a nightly basis. I mean, he got 32 minutes. They couldn't get him back out of that starting lineup because he only started 42 games last year out of the 69 that he played. The guy was showing you how much he wanted to impact the game on the defensive end, and he just kept coming at you. And you have to really come at him the right way because he's going to give up, you know, some strength problems because he's only 200 pounds, but he makes up that with his length and his understanding of how to use his body, how to use positioning, how to use stances to make things uncomfortable and difficult for you to be able to score on him, and just being able to catch you off guard with blocks. You think you got a good shot, he comes behind you, he comes in front of you and get you. And not only did he get you, he also can come out of nowhere by covering the floor. And while you're trying to figure out how to score the ball and trying to figure out how to get it in the basket, he's coming out of nowhere to block your shot and make things difficult. Like, it's not always about the statistics, it's just about effort. And that's one thing you can't say negative about Amen Thompson. The guy is going to play hard, and the guy is going to do whatever it takes, you know, to help his team win, even if that's getting a bunch of stops or making things very difficult for you to be able to score each and every possession. And he gets to a point where you basically have to, literally have to, try to avoid trying to score on him at all. And he's starting to build up that fear factor in his game, just because he's that good at playing defense. And I think he's only going to get better, just like Dyson Daniels. But these guys are really good at understanding angles too, and how to use that to their advantage. And another guy that's good at it too on the perimeter is Luguentz Dort. The guy is very physical. The guy is very strong. The guy is very stout. He understands, you know, how to use his feet. He understands how to, you know, use physicality. He understands how to bump. He understands how to close space when it comes to dribbling, and when it comes to trying to stop them from handling the ball to be able to get in front of them or get a shot off clean. And that's what makes him so tough and so difficult, you know, to score on in general. The guy just understands how to use his body. The guy just understands how to use his footwork. The guy understands how to stay positioned. The guy knows how to cut you off and force you to take a tough shot or force you not to get to the paint, which usually make guys pass the ball to another teammate because they feel like they can't score on Dort consistently enough, or they have to work super duper hard to score on them in general. So I understand why a lot of people like Dort the last couple of years. I was one of the first people that said Dort was going to be good and Dort was going to be a good defender. And now he's an all defensive first team caliber defender. And I think that that's not going to end and that's not going to stop anytime soon. Another guy you can put in that perimeter conversation is obviously Jalen Williams. The guy is really, really good. Just like these other guys, it's just a very, very interesting way to look at it. This guy is very fast. He's very quick. He just understands how to knock you and bump you without being called for a foul. He knows how to get up in you. He knows how to force you to pick up your dribble. He understands how to come out of nowhere and help his teammates, and he understands how to cut off lanes and angles to being able to get the ball or getting clean catches. It just makes sense that he's one of the better perimeter defenders too. You can say the same thing about Toumani Camara. He's a big, strong guy, very, 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 very decisive when it comes to making it hard and making it difficult to be able to score on him or even get the ball to a guy that he's going to try to do everything he can to stop you from getting it to him. Them are the type of defenders that you want. They can take the biggest challenges offensively. They can do, anything that they really want and please because they know and understand the rules and how to be able to play defense without fouling is one of the hardest things, but you have to be very disciplined. And guys like Jalen Williams, Toumani Camara, Luguentz Dort, Dyson Daniels, and Amen Thompson on the perimeter really understand how to do that at the highest level, and we should be giving them credit because most people don't think that you can play great defense anymore because of the rules and because of how things are implemented in today's game. But they have found the way to do it, and they have found the way to do it at a high level to the point where we just look at defense totally different because of these guys, because they just found out how to reinvent themselves in a modern game as guys that can be shut down wings. But it's also the bigs like Jaren Jackson Jr., Rudy Gobert, and Zubac that's very physical, very quick, very lanky, and they can always get to the ball. They can always find a way to cover, the paint a little bit by also staying close to the mid-range. They can do the drop coverage thing by using their length to be able to still contest floaters and, push shots around the rim. They also understand how to come out of nowhere and block shots when you least suspect it. And there are guys that try to find ways to keep you away from getting to the rim by using their length and size to be able to help the teammates that may need it. And that helps them lower the clock. And the lower the clock, the more you have to rush and force things up. And that just shows you that that was good team defense. They're good team defenders, but they're also solid individual defenders depending on who they're going against and depending on how you try to attack them. These are probably the elite of the elite when it comes to rim protection. You also got to put Evan Mobley in that conversation. He's reinventing it too with his length and his size and his understanding of how to play the game defensively at a high level. People knew that Evan Mobley was going to be a great defender. He realized that really, really early already in his career, and he became the defensive player of the year last year, and it all made sense because he rebounds at a high level. He can guard you on the perimeter as a big. He's a switchable big. He can guard multiple positions, make things tough, make things difficult without fouling most of the time. And he also just uses that length to stay in front of you, but also make you not want to shoot. And if you can't shoot and you can't get to the paint, that's the reason why he was a great defender and was good enough to win the award last year. Of course, you still have Draymond Green. I think we have to throw Kawhi Leonard back in there. His legs should be more healthier. His body should be more ready. And I think he's going to be another guy that's going to come in and want to prove that he's still one of the best defenders in the league. Draymond does that every season. He just understands every situation in the game of basketball. He understands how to use his body He understands how to, cut off guys from getting to their spots, making them really, really annoyed, making them really, really frustrated without fouling. And Draymond, he still has it. He's older, but he just understands the rules. He just understands the game, and he just knows how to manipulate it to his advantage. And then, of course, Avika Zubac, he's new to this. They looked at him as a guy that's too slow. They looked at him as a guy that maybe would never be known as a good defender. He proved all of that wrong last year for the Los Angeles Clippers. The guy was just really, really good at staying near the rim and forcing shots out of it. And that's what you want to do as a big. I want to protect the paint to the best of my ability. Zubac was able to do that at a high level, and that's why he was rewarded as one of the best defensive bigs. But if I had to bet my money on one player, if I had to bet, my life on one player that should be able to win this multiple times, is Victor Wembanyama. He's too big, too fast, too strong, too long. The guy is a menace. The guy is a monster. The guy has all the tools in the world to be the greatest defender, especially in the paint. And he's showing you that he can block your jump shots. He's showing that even if you beat him off the dribble, he can still catch up to you. He can still catch you from behind. He's a great help defender. He's a great roaming defender. None of this is a surprise because we knew that he would be a great defender because of his physical tools and what he was showing before he got into the NBA. But man, he has defense really, really figured out. And he's not even that old. The guy was only, 21 years old. And he's already showing you that he can do all the things that we thought he can do. The problem with Wembanyama is he can still do more. He can still do more rebounding wise. He can still do more defensively. He has a ceiling that we don't really know what is going to be because he's still so young and he's still struggling to stay on the court for, because the injury he had last year was a blood clot injury. And you just hope he doesn't have another one because his potential is insane. He was running away with the blocks. He was running away with the award until he didn't make enough games to qualify to get it. That's the only thing that stopped Victor Wembanyama last year from winning it. He was definitely the best defensive player in the league. And I think that he will get it too because his team should be better. The more Wemby, the more they can win. And they finally have better offensive talented guys on the roster too that can help them defensively and offensively. And with him anchoring that defense, and you just don't know where he's going to be at, you don't know where he's going to come from, it just put a lot of fear in a lot of guys when you go against the Spurs. Where is Wemby? Let me make sure I dribble a little here, dribble a little there before I commit to this shot. Because I don't really want Wemby coming out of nowhere and blocking me and then giving them an opportunity to score on us. It's all about closing out possessions. It's all about making things as hard and as difficult as you can. And even if we want to be honest, it's all about getting the stop. Wemby will strip you. Wemby will block you. Wemby will come out of nowhere and lock you down and make things tough and make things difficult, easily for him. So I think he's going to get it eventually, but I think he gets it this year. I don't really see him having no reason why he shouldn't be the defensive player of the year by the end of the season. But we've seen a lot of perimeter players really adjust to the new rules. We've seen a lot of perimeter players not be afraid to try to make things as tough as they can. And we've seen a lot of young defenders that's also not afraid to get handsy again. That was something that was popular in the early years of basketball. It's starting to get popular again in the current NBA. We got to give credit also to Matisse Thybulle. He's a guy that might be playing a lot more. We got to put Jrue Holiday in that conversation. We also got to put Derek White. These are guys that's very physical, very good athletes, very, very handsy. They like to reach. They like to bump. They like to push. They like to keep their hands up. They like to use stances to make things difficult passing wise, to give him another chance to be interceptors. And those guys are still going to look at it like, if you need us that bad, we're going to go out there and play as hard as we can to make things as, annoying as we can. And I think that those guys got a little bit of a fire still in their belly. They still look at it like, I got to play better. I got to do more to help the team I'm currently on win. Because these guys was all about winning their entire career. I don't think that changes anywhere that they're going to go. We can put Kristaps Porzingis in that conversation. If he's healthy, he's going to be trying to protect the rim. He's going to be trying to do a lot of things, especially with Trae Young defensively. A lot of guys going to try to beat him off the dribble. A lot of guys are going to try to attack him, and Porzingis is going to look at it. I can get to your shot. I can still make it tough. I can still make you frustrated, trying to get those shots off near the rim. And I can also try to find a way to be a guy that can come out of nowhere and catch you slipping a little bit when it comes to blocking or contesting your shot. And that's what they needed down there in Atlanta. Now they got a guy like Porzingis that can do it. And like I said, listen to all the guys that is known as good defenders, and they all going to be competing for 10 spots basically, to be able to be known as Defensive Player of the Year or all NBA defensive players. Is going to be interchangeable. Some of these guys are going to be gone next year. Some of these guys are not going to make it. We got to put Bam Adebayo also in that conversation because we know he's strong. We know he's physical. We know he plays hard. We know he's going to want to do whatever he can to help the Heat win, even if he has to score less and pick up the rebounds and the blocks and just be a help defender to the best of his ability while still trying to hold down his own position and make things as hard as he can for players that's trying to score on him one-on-one. And he is one of the best bigs in the league. I think Khalil Ware having his back going to allow him to do more, especially because he's going to be a 1 year smarter, 1 year older, and they can bounce ideas off each other to see how they can work together defensively to be one of the best defensive front courts in the league. And I think that can be something very, very cool to see. Another defender I wanted to bring up was Herb Jones. We know that he's long, he's lanky, he's shifty, got good feet, got the ability to contest shots at a high level. That's all you really want him to do is make the penetration obsolete. And I think that he can definitely do that as a defender. He's been able to show that. You can also throw Alex Caruso in that conversation. Very fast, very quick, not scared to take gambles, not scared to take risk. As a defender, Jaden McDaniels, he's going to be tough. He's very quick, very fast, very long, very stretchy defensively, and I think he can make things hard. And we also probably got to give credit to the return to Jalen Suggs. He missed a lot of games. He was definitely one of the better defenders at competing. He can get to steals. He can stay in front of you. He can make you really dribble a lot. He can make you want to pass up the ball because you can't get past him because he has good positional defense on the perimeter. And I think that that's something that he's been able to show. Obviously, Mikal Bridges, very long, very strong, very, very tough to score on. Same thing with OG Anunoby. Those guys are very, very strong for their position, very, very long for their position. Obviously, they're going to make things tough as hard as they can, and they have done that throughout their entire career. They have been known as great perimeter defenders for a majority of their career at the NBA level. I don't think that changes that much this year. It's just so many other guys that really, really take a lot of pride in competing, take a lot of pride in not getting embarrassed, take a lot of pride to show that it's going to be hell trying to score on us. And I think that's going to be the thing that's going to be fun and impressive, showing you how many guys on the perimeter are really, really good now, showing you that if the league stays healthy, look how many guys that can really, really be in it for All-NBA first or second team award. And Victor, he looks like he has the most talent. He looks like he has the most upside. He looks like he has the most promise. And he looks like he has shown that his game is legit as a defender, especially even as a rookie. And I don't really think that changes that much. He looks like he got his focus, his mind right. He seems like he's getting good balance. He seems like he's getting better understanding. He's a sponge. He wants to learn it and get as much knowledge as he can to be the best player as he can. That's why most people loved him as number one pick. This guy has so many things going for him, but he also wants it. He wants to be great. He wants to be the best he can be, and he's showing that he's going anywhere he can, even across the world, to gain whatever he needs to be able to unlock himself as one of the best players to ever play this game. And since he's already shown you that he's a double double, let's see what he can do defensively to help anchor the Spurs and help them get to the playoffs again, which they haven't done in a couple years now. And that's the whole purpose of drafting him, so he can help them change that. And we'll see if he does. You know, I don't think he's just going to be a great defender. I think he's really going to be a great leader on the court and off the court. And I also think that that's what they need as a guy that's young, playing with other guys that are young. They're going to see how serious he takes it. They're going to see how serious he wants to compete. And that should bring out the best in them. And maybe they can be better perimeter defenders and help him out, because he's showing you that he really wants best for them, and he can help them out in tough situations, because we know how hard it can be to be guarding some of the best perimeter players in the world. But at least he's showing you that he ain't scared to help you and be there for you. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversation videos just like this about various NBA only topics. I also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. I also do mock draft and draft coverage. I also have over 3,000 plus videos on my channel right now that you can watch for free. And I upload videos about basketball each and every day, so you have always something to watch. And when you hit that notification bell, it allows you to get the analysis when it first come out and is done, so you can be somebody that can watch it whenever you can. It's all I can hope for y'all to do, even if y'all don't want it right away. Other than that, thanks for watching, thanks for the support, thanks for the love. Thank you for appreciating the content for what it is, and continuing to come back and make time for me and care about what I have to say, and care about what I have to talk about, and what I have to show y'all about this beautiful game of basketball. Other than that, I'm going for now. Peace. Y'all stay blessed up, and hopefully I'll see y'all later today or tomorrow. Gone for now.